What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time for y'all that should be pretty entertaining, you know. Sometimes in life you meet a character, just somebody that's so out there you can't even believe that they're real. And there was somebody that I knew in college named Martin who definitely fit that description of somebody you just can't believe actually exists. And yeah, I just figured I would be telling the story time to you guys today. As you can tell, it's a little bit longer, so before we get into it, be sure to press the like button, or no joke, no scam, you're gonna become Martin. And without further ado, let's get into it. I knew Martin was going to be a weird dude right away, almost the second that I met him, you know, because when he introduced himself to me, it wasn't like he was like, "Hey, I'm Martin, what's up, nice to meet you." He introduced himself as Metal Martin, you know, and I was thinking maybe he got that nickname because he likes metal music, like he's really into old rock and roll, so I decided to ask him what his nickname meant, like why he got it. And instead of telling me something about music or like rock and roll, he looked at me and with a dead face said, "They call me Metal Martin because I like to eat metal." Eat metal, not meat metal. Same thing, you know what I'm saying. Meaty metal would be easier to eat. And obviously, I thought he was joking, so I start laughing at it. I'm like, oh, haha, like this guy's trying to convince me that he eats metal. And then I realized that I'm the only one laughing, bro. Like, this dude is not giggling in the slightest. If I had told somebody that I just love munching on metal, I feel like I'd be giggling a little bit. But he is side-eyeing me pretty damn hard with my reaction to him saying that he eats metal. And, you know, while he's giving me a reaction, I'm just kind of not sure what to do. And then he asked me a second question, and obviously I just had to say yes. He asked me if I want to see proof that he can eat metal. And whenever somebody says that they have like a really weird talent and then asks to show you it, chances are they want to show off, so I didn't feel weird saying yes. But obviously at the same time, yeah, I do want to see how this guy got the nickname Metal Martin if he eats metal. And sure enough, dude, out of his backpack, he pulls this empty Coke can. I'm not sure how long he had been carrying it on him. I'm not sure, you know, why he just carries trash in his backpack. Apparently because it's Metal Martin, that's just what he does. But sure enough, he picks up the can out of his backpack, kind of crunches it a little bit, and then puts his teeth right in the middle of the can and like crunches it and starts like trying to bite it. And after a little bit, dude, he manages to break off a chunk. I see it in his mouth. He starts chewing. I don't know how his gums aren't just like cut, bleeding. And sure enough, he swallows like the piece of the can. And at that point, I'm sure the look on my face must have been like, what the hell is going on? Because he says, I don't really want to eat more right now, and like puts it back in his backpack. You know, gotta save the rest for later, just in case in the next class that we were in, he like decided to take a chunk out of the can again or whatever. So I'm kind of shocked at the situation. I'm like, yeah, you probably don't want to finish it. And he's like, no, I'm gonna finish it later, trust me. Like, he was very adamant that he's gonna finish it later. And keep in mind, this is my first impression of him, bro. Like, not even a bad one, I guess. But it's just kind of out there to meet someone and the very first thing that you do is tell them about the really weird skill you have about eating metal, you know? Like, hey, nice to meet you, I'm the human garbage disposal. And I will say, it wasn't even like he was eating the metal and like didn't enjoy it, you know? I firmly believe if I would not have been there, if he wouldn't have met me, he was about to eat the can anyways. I was just a convenient excuse. Like, truthfully, it seemed like this dude was just hell-bent on having a reason to eat a can, you know, any convenient excuse he would have taken. And from that moment on, I knew that this dude was going to be very entertaining. Like, I knew that it was definitely weird. He was out there. He was a bizarre dude, but it was going to be entertaining to just keep an eye on him. And thankfully, I ended up seeing a lot more of Martin. We ended up living in the same dorm hall, not the same dorm room. I think he was actually like 2 floors beneath me, but regardless, I was in the same building as him, so I would just kind of see him at times when I was like going to and from class, and he was too. And I'm not kidding you when I say that every time I saw this dude, he was up to something weird and out there that just made no sense. And like, I wasn't trying to stalk him, you know, that's the craziest part. Usually if you're trying to find somebody doing something weird, you can find it. But like, I would just stumble upon him doing inexplainable things while just walking by. It wasn't even like I had to stalk him. I remember one time while I was coming back from class, I saw him carrying 4 watermelons, not in a bag, just like struggling to carry 4 watermelons with his arms, and they were huge watermelons. So I walked up to him and I go, hey man, do you want some help with that? Thinking that like, I don't know, he had gotten some watermelons for his dorm, why he had just bought 4 watermelons, I don't know, I was just trying to help. And when I offer him help, he looks at me like I'm on crack, bro, like I'm the crazy person for not understanding what's going on right here. And he told me that he was practicing and didn't need my help. I don't know what the hell he was practicing, dude. What sport is out there where you're just carrying 4 watermelons? But sure enough, he got all pissed off at me having the nerve to offer to help him. And that's like the only time I ever saw him do that too. You know, usually if somebody's practicing something, you would see it more than once, or like it would happen more than once, or they'd explain something. But no, he just got all pissed off at me, swore he was practicing, and to get out of there. Like, it was just stuff like that. Why is this dude carrying nothing but 4 watermelons? What is he practicing? Why can no one help him? There was just always more questions than answers whenever I bumped into this dude. And to this day, I still don't really know what he was doing with that, bro. Why? That's the guy from the math problems. Like, you know when you're doing math and it's like Jeremy bought 47 watermelons? Apparently Martin was the type of guy who was doing that, you know? Oh, don't mind me. I got all the watermelons, guys. We sent you to get milk, bro. We can't make cookies with watermelon. What is wrong with you? How many times do we have to explain this? Also, just because I know someone's gonna bully me, yes, this is Fortnite gameplay. It's Team Rumble. I hadn't played in literally a year. I just got nostalgic and was like, hey, I wonder if this game's fun. And I didn't play another one, okay? But I'm using the gameplay. Don't bully me too hard. Anyways, beyond just the watermelon weird sports, he would also tell me that he worked undercover for the FBI. And when I asked him to tell me about it, he started telling me this massive story about like how he worked for the FBI. And, you know, call me crazy here, but I kind of feel like one thing about secret agents is that the secret part is kind of an important part of their job. If you're an FBI agent, I don't think you're allowed to just go tell everybody around you that you're an FBI agent. But the story he told me also was just really funny because he was literally telling me the script to 21 Jump Street word for word. For those of you that have never seen that movie, it's like a movie about these cops that have to go undercover in a high school. In the second one, they go undercover in college. And I don't know if he just thought that I had never seen the movie, but he's like explaining 21 Jump Street to me, the plot of the movie, and telling me that like that's what's going on right now in his life. And honestly, I wasn't even that mad about it, bro. I'm a storyteller, I get it, but like, you know, at least if you're gonna make up a story, don't tell me like the script for a movie, because chances are I've seen it. And, you know, when I pointed out the fact that it was very similar to the movie 21 Jump Street, instead of being like, you got me, he decides to commit even further and tell me that 21 Jump Street is based on him. And, you know, 21 Jump Street, the movie, is based on an old TV show, not this kid. So I point that out to him, and he says that the TV show is based on him too. Now, it's an old TV show. At that point, I realized that this guy is really committed to this, and there's basically nothing I can say that's going to, you know, get him to admit that he's not an FBI agent and 21 Jump Street is not based on him, so I just like kind of laugh at it. Maybe the watermelons that he was like stealing earlier were somehow related to him smuggling stuff for 21 Jump Street, you know, like nutritional fruit being used to get stuff across the borders. Beyond just the FBI agent stuff as well, Martin was also just not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. You know, I really don't think he was a bad guy. He just was kind of dumb and a little too curious for his own good. One time, I'm in class and I get a text because our building had gotten evacuated. One of my roommates was in the room, and apparently everybody had to evacuate because of Martin. I guess Martin had been curious about what would happen if somebody were to pull the fire alarm, and instead of like Googling it or asking somebody, he decided that it would be a good idea to pull it. That's right, in the middle of the day, this college student decided to just pull the fire alarm for no reason. I was in class, that wasn't that big of a deal to me, but that's like the type of stupid stuff he would do. I'm not too sure what he was expecting with that, but somehow he doesn't get kicked out after pulling the fire alarm. And you might be thinking that he learned his lesson with fire-related incidents, probably should just stay away from that stuff, but I wish the fire alarm story was the only thing Martin had done involving fire. One other incident, you know, we almost got evacuated because he decided to microwave a marshmallow. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. When you microwave a marshmallow, they get all big and gooey, like I understand why you would do it. But he had wrapped the marshmallow in tinfoil in order to make it cook faster. For those of you that don't know what that does, that literally makes the microwave explode. You can't put tinfoil or aluminum inside of a microwave. So the microwave is sparking and he's not paying attention. It ends up like exploding, catching on fire. We have to have a meeting in our common area talking about etiquette and like how to use all the kitchen appliances, bro. We had to have our RA explain to us how a microwave works. Somehow, once again, doesn't get kicked out. He ended up having to buy a new microwave, but like, you know, definitely should have been gone at that point too. And he wasn't allowed to cook anymore after that, right? And obviously obviously all of these stories are wild, but there's still one more that I love more than any. My favorite Martin moment was still one of the times he decided to try to make some extra money by doing something that, once again, just right idea, but the thought just was like half complete. You know this saying, all the lights are on, but nobody's home? I feel like Martin was like half the lights were on and half the people were home, Like it was almost like the idea started good, but the execution and the end of the idea is where everything just went to shit. You see, Martin was from Arizona, where it's super hot all the time. It never freezes. There's never anything going on involving the cold. And one thing that you kind of get used to when you live in a desert is that you can wash cars whenever, 24/7 outside. I'm not a weather expert. It just matters that that's coming up soon. And, I guess Martin had decided that he wanted to start hustling. So he had been going around the building asking everybody for business ideas. And as he's asking everybody for ideas, one of my friends, who was in my dorm room actually, one of my roommates, ended up telling him that he used to wash cars back in high school. The important thing, though, is when you decide to start washing cars, open a car wash, is that you have to ask people if you can wash their car for money. You can't just go out, wash the car, and then demand money from them. Well, I guess Martin didn't end up thinking that part through. He had just heard that you can make money washing cars and just rolled with it. Instead of thinking about how to open a business, or get some clients, he just decided that he wanted to get paid for washing cars right then. So one night at 9 p.m. when everybody else was kind of inside doing their thing, he went out in 40-degree weather and washed everybody's car. And I'm using air quotes around wash the car because he basically just got everybody's cars wet, got water all over the parking lot, and then went back inside. Well, obviously, when you're in Arizona, it's not that big of an issue, but when you're in Utah, which is where we were, and things freeze at night, having a bunch of wet stuff everywhere is not a good idea, bro. So the next morning, everyone's cars are covered in ice and slush. The potholes are frozen over. There are many lakes. There's ice all over the parking lot, just like a thin layer of it. And everyone is super confused because it didn't rain. And then everybody realizes what happened, Martin happened. And the only reason we even figure this out is because he snitches on himself. He started walking up to people that were looking at their cars covered in ice and asking if they liked all of his hard work from last night. So obviously these people are like, what do you mean? And then it clicks, bro. This kid unironically thought he had done a great job washing the cars last night, when in reality he had just turned the entire parking lot into a disaster. So everybody starts getting annoyed with him, asking him why the hell he would wash their car without permission. That's weird. They're not gonna pay him. And he starts getting pissed and demanding that people give him money. He's yelling at them, saying that he did all this hard work, and if they're not gonna pay him, then, he's gonna call the cops for ripping them off. And obviously that's just not the way it works, but it goes to show you, the kid just didn't understand how life worked. What do you mean you don't like my hard work? You need to pay me for it. Bro, they have to say they want the work done first. You can't just paint somebody's house and charge them if they never asked you to paint the house. And at that point, when he starts getting pissed demanding money, is when things really got out of control. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. I give one of these away in every single upload here on this channel as a way to just say thank you to everyone who's subscribed with those notifications on. So if you haven't already, be sure to press that button, turn on those notifications so you never miss another video, and if you already do, well then thank you, and I'll shut up and get back to the video. Anyways, Martin starts demanding that everyone gives him $10 a piece for the work, and that's not gonna happen. He doesn't understand, what's happening, and finally, he calls the school police. Yeah, that's right, bro. He calls the police to call and say that he did all this work that people didn't want and they won't pay him. He really just did not know reality. So now the school police are coming to investigate whatever the hell is coming on, and obviously they come pretty quickly just to see what's up. There's not much else going on the campus anyways, and they very quickly explain that you can't just do that. You can't just walk up to somebody, wash their car, and then demand payment. That's extortion. And Martin doesn't argue with the cops. Once they explain it, he gets it, and he starts apologizing to everybody, being like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, I'm sorry, I was just trying to work, just trying to get stuff done. And everybody's just really annoyed with him at that point. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this makes me a horrible person. I was laughing. I was to the side laughing. And he apologizes to me, and I'm like, dude, honestly, it's pretty funny. And he starts laughing and says he didn't realize how cold it was gonna get last night. Which, honestly, as somebody who's from, a desert city, I'm from Las Vegas, I kinda get it. Yeah, obviously the guy was kinda dumb. There's a reason I'm telling a story about it. But he really wasn't, trying to ruin everybody's day. It was just a side effect of him just being him. You know what I mean? It probably would have been a better idea if he had done it, you know, when it was a little bit hotter and stuff wouldn't have frozen, but hey, that's just the way it is sometimes. And most people are still pissed. They're just giving him dirty looks. Most people are giving me dirty looks for even, like, talking to him, you know, like, oh, how dare you, this guy has been mean. And the cops are just started standing there now, and they start asking if, like, anybody wants to press charges for vandalism, which, I mean, come on. Obviously, everybody, and thankfully, I should say, everybody said no to that. Nobody went all Karen mode. The guy really didn't mean any harm, and it's ice. Like, it'll just melt. It's really not that big of a deal, bro. I kind of would have been annoyed if somebody would have been like, yes, we need this man prosecuted for Grand Theft Auto. But, Martin did try to apologize to everyone quite a bit after that, dude. He ended up trying to bake these, like, apology muffins for everybody in the dorm, which, you know, is very sweet. It's a sweet concept, but keep in mind that this is the guy that couldn't even microwave a marshmallow correctly. So these muffins end up coming out with, they end up like basically being hockey pucks. And I don't even mean to insult him, just they were not edible, bro. And he starts going around and giving them to people as like an apology. And obviously some people got like a little offended by it. What is this, you know, trying to give somebody an inedible muffin as an apology? It kind of rubs some people the wrong way. I didn't really care, bro. He tried to make muffins. Obviously, the kid's not a chef. I wasn't expecting, like, him to suddenly become Gordon Ramsay and make the most delicious thing ever. He obviously couldn't cook anyways, so who cares? But as he's going from dorm to dorm, like, offering people muffins and apologizing, one guy gets, like, incredibly offended by it. So offended that he, like, grabs the basket of muffins out of Martin's hand and starts throwing them at him. And so they start running down the hallway towards the common area. And I was still kind of by the door, so I end up going down just to see what's up, because, like, oh, commotion in the hallway. I bet you it's something entertaining. And I see this chaos of them, like, throwing muffins at each other running towards the common area. And he picks them up back and starts throwing them back at the guy. And so now they're, like, throwing these hard muffins at each other. And one of them goes out and, like, hits somebody else who's just sitting in the common area in the head. It's just chaos. And some of the people in the common area, you know, were the type of people that used to scream really loud whenever the fire alarm went off in class. Like, they just overreact to stuff to be dramatic for no reason. So when they're throwing muffins at each other, some of the class just starts screaming as if, like, you know, a literal bull just charged into the room and now everyone's, like, lives are on the line, bro. Everyone's freaking out. And then a few more muffins get tossed, a couple more people get hit, and our RA comes down to the common room just to see what's going on. Like, he obviously hears the commotion. You can't have that many people yelling and fighting and not hear anything. And obviously, as the situation becomes clear, the RA is just exhausted at that point, and he tells Martin, he's like, look, I either have to kick you out of the dorm, or you can't use the common area anymore. Like, you have to come, go to your room, and then go to class. Like, you really can't be causing issues anymore because this is just getting out of control. And honestly, yeah, I know some people are like, that's not fair. At that point, he's caused so many problems. You basically have to do something. And he wasn't the type to argue. He really did understand, you know. But one of the stipulations, too, was that he had to pick it up. So, like, Martin had to go around sadly picking up all these, like, hard muffins. I did end up helping him pick up the muffins just because I felt bad, bro. I was like, this is just messy. This is just not a good situation. Muffins are supposed to be used for friendship, not war. After picking up everything, you know, he kind of did just go about his life as normally as possible. I didn't really see him too much because he wasn't allowed in the common area. He did basically just kind of go to and from class, which was probably for the best considering it seemed like anytime he interacted with other people, it just led to him getting in trouble somehow. As for like what happened to Martin, I honestly have no idea. We weren't really boys. I never really like hung out with him or anything. It was just entertaining to just watch everything go down while I was there. I wasn't able to find him on Facebook. I tried. I figured he would be a Facebook guy just because he was just a little weird. I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like old people use Facebook. But regardless, I'm sure he's up to something fun and hopefully doing well, man. Hopefully he like accidentally bought a bunch of a cryptocurrency like Dogecoin and now he's a billionaire somehow. That's my headcanon, all right? In my head from now on, that's what happened to Martin. He became a Dogecoin billionaire because if he didn't, well, that's just gonna be worse. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video though. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a quick second to press the like button. It helps the video do better and get into recommended, which gets me more views, which makes me very happy. So yeah, go ahead and press the like button and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment, I don't know, Fortnite is dead or something? I don't know. Literally comment poop. I don't care. Just comment something as well. It also helps the video do better. And as I've said, if you're new, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Other than that, I went ahead and and put a bunch of the old story times up on Spotify because I see people saying that you want a way to like listen to them not on YouTube. So I did that. I'll put a link in the description. And along with that is a link to the merch. We've got the 2 million sub merch from the main channel. It looks like this channel's getting closer to that milestone as well. So big thank you to you guys for that. But go check that out. And last but certainly not least, if you use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout, you get a fat discount. Helps me out, helps you out. You get some cool G Fuel out of it. Literally everyone is a winner. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm pretty sure that's everything I gotta plug and shout out. Big thank you to everyone who supports the channel. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.